Hello and welcome to today's stream. So today we are of course doing the Starseed readings. So we're going to look at your Starseed origin. Okay, so as I often I'm trying to express now to you guys. Am I on live? Let me just double check this. Yeah, okay, I'm live. So I can see the chat, that's great. So the readings I do here on YouTube are kind of like a miniature sample version of what I do. So I work very closely with Starseed guides. I work with Starseed healing, and I work with ETs in general, basically. So what I do here on these readings is I find out your origin. There might be a little bit of a backstory of your origin, and there might be some indication into your life mission on Earth as a human. And there might also be a message that sometimes the guides really want to come through and connect with you, so they do give me a bit of a message, okay? But like I said, these things I do on YouTube are samples of the full things that I do. So a full reading with me at secretfrequencies.com is a lot more in depth. Okay, so it will give you a lot more information. So I'm just saying that because, I do want you guys to understand like why I do this. Trying to connect with the right people, trying to find the right people, and of course this is my job as well. This is my job. YouTube's kind of how I advertise my services. So yeah, I'm just saying that because in the Starseed kind of realm of things, there's a lot of healing that goes on as well. So a lot of people like to seek the ET Starseed healing as opposed to the generic Reiki, or the sound healing even, which I love, but some people are very much more connected to their ET guides. Like tomorrow I have a client who has already had a session ascending his astral body to an ET starship to be kind of healed and worked on by his star family, and he feels a lot better. And I received the email from him that he was ready for his next session. So, just letting you guys know how this works, what the readings are kind of going to be like, and introducing this for those of you who do not know. So, this is a scrying mirror. It is used very similarly to a crystal ball. For me, doing things like Starseed reading or past life reading, a scrying mirror works best for, as you probably attended my other streams, like tarot and crystal ball. That works best for kind of like when you have those random questions, all those things you guys kind of want to know. The crystal ball works with me so much better with that. But yes, so just explaining what this is, what this beautiful obsidian mirror is in front of me. So yeah, that's how the reading's going to go. You're going to get an origin, perhaps a bit of a message, and whatever they kind of really want to tell you, whatever they really want to come through. We have the list here. I did see someone asking to go first. The idea here, guys, keep up to date with my community tab, keep up to date with my Facebook, because I will always post for these sessions, and it's first come first serve, basically. It's just fairer that way. It's fairer to be first come first serve. And when someone requests before the session that they want a timestamp for their reading because it's a different time zone for them, I am very happy to do that. I am very accommodating, and if people communicate with me beforehand, I am happy to do that. If you don't communicate with me and I don't, have the intention and have it in my mind to put a timestamp on your reading, then you will just have to kind of go through and try to find it. Please remember that these readings are free. I understand that it is an advertisement for the more in-depth things that I do, like I have explained, but the readings on YouTube will always be free. You can attend as many as you like, as long as you are applying, as long as you're getting in there. You can attend as many as you like, and they are all free. You can come back. Miss Venus here, she has already had a connection to a starseed, so now she might get a deeper message. She might get, a name of the guide or something like that. When you come multiple times, it's very possible to get deeper and deeper into that connection and get messages from them, and it will always be free. So I do really want to request that you guys are patient and kind to me, because I had someone today message me quite rudely about being on the stream, saying that they said they wanted to be on the stream earlier, so why aren't they on the stream? And I just think that manners are very nice. I just think that, I make the list based on timings. So Husky Lady messaged me first after the last one, so she messaged me on Facebook, I believe, and then I had a couple of YouTube comments, and I just put them all in order of when I see them. So if I miss you out, it's a mistake. I do make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. So please just be kind with me. I think it's very rude to be rude to me when I'm offering a free service here. So like I said, of course, yes, it's an advertisement for something else. I do make money from my work, but everything on YouTube will always be free. I just would like your subscription and for you to be kind to me, okay? Because I do feel energy. As you guys probably know, I'm a major empath. So even if your message, I feel the energy from your message, basically, okay? So just try to be nice to me if you can. I do understand that we all go through difficult times, and I like to be here for people who go through difficult times. And if people open up to me about a difficult time, I try my best to get back to them and connect with them. I have 2 people I won't mention their names, but I do have 2 people to connect back with about quite serious and disheartening situations, and you 2 people know who you are. I'm rarely going to get back to your messages as soon as possible. But yeah, so I'm always here for you guys. I just want the community to be happy, and I don't want anyone to bring negative energy, basically, okay? So please just be kind to everyone in the chat, and be kind to me as well, please. So, let's see what's going on in the chat. Yes. So we have, so I went through going first. I'm very sorry, it's just first come, first serve. Jasmine, yes, it's very possible you can get a timestamped reading. I may just look quickly into your origin. If I am running out of time or I've been here for a long time, I might just do a quick origin, like what is your origin, and then send that to you. That's fine. Hello, Leon. Thank you for confirming that the sound is good. Hello, Rahina. Hello. It's so good to see you because I haven't heard from you for a while, and you are, I believe you're on the list, aren't you? Yes, you're second. Great. Rahina's here. That's great. Mega, Luna, Miss Venus, woohoo, Tamana, Kaylee, hello, Carolina, Marie, Sadia. Yeah, I think that's everyone. I'm very sorry if I missed you. But I think it's Adiba, sorry if I didn't say hi to you. I can't remember if I said hi to you. But yes, so if this time at the end, then people can be added. So it might just be that I look quickly into your origin, you don't get much of a message, but I will do my best to add people. So let's see. We have Adiba asking to be added. Adiba's not on the list, right? No. And we also have Jasmine. So just put those 2. I have my handy pen and paper here. It's always needed. Very old-fashioned, So let's get into it then. I'm really sorry about the long intro. I do apologise, but I did feel like there was a few things that I wanted to express to you guys. I wanted to get off my chest. So there is one more thing actually. So I hope you don't mind, but if anyone here is interested in the dream interpretation stream, please get in touch. Send in your dreams because it's going to be really fun to interpret them. And remember, be detailed. Give it only if you're happy for your dreams to be read out loud. So nothing that's too personal if you don't want to, have it on stream basically. But any weird dreams, spiritual dreams, dreams of strange symbolism perhaps, and you can send them in. Give as much information as you can about the dream, and also if there's anything in the dream that relates to your real life, put that in as well in the message, and I will interpret the dreams on stream. We've done it once before and it was very, very, very fun. I really enjoyed it anyway. So yeah, please do send them in if you have any. But aside from that, I'm going to get right into it aside from that. So, yes, Miss Venus says kindness goes a long way. And it does, if we all give kindness to each other, the aim for all of these star systems and star families and all of our beautiful guides here tonight is unity, unity. Why cannot everybody see their guides? Why cannot not everybody connect so easily with their star families? Because we're not living in that unity. We're not accepting on a soul level. You may be, a lot of people here will be, you're all empaths. I understand the kind of people that are drawn to me, but as a human race, as a civilization, we are not there yet to that unity level. So let's connect more to our guides as much as we can. Our star family especially, yes. Marie, we're all kind and patient in this group. We always send positive vibes. Yes, Marie, you are so kind. You are lovely. Thank you, Sadia. Thank you so much. Miss Venus, no one is entitled to your energy. Yes, exactly. Let's all show our gratitude for someone that comes here every week to share her gifts with us out of the kindness of her heart. Yes, like I said, the readings on here will always be free. I enjoy doing them. I sit here for 4 hours straight, just answering questions in the crystal ball, because I love it. I love that I actually have the opportunity to do that. I love that I have met all of you guys, because you're all so amazing and lovely and kind. So yes. And I do believe the person who was rude to me was just probably having a bad day, or felt a little bit like I did it on purpose or something. But I would never do that. I would never leave anyone else on purpose, ever. Yes, and Miss Venus says, these streams are ongoing, and if we don't make it to one, there will always be other ones. Yes, there's playlists. This stream is in a playlist of Starseed readings. There will always be new ones. If you're say you jump in really late to this one, we have Adiba and Jasmine added to the end. Let's say we just get to those two, and then I have to go. It's been however long because I'm blabbing on. You can be first on the next stream. You're always welcome to send me a message and say, please put me on the next stream. My inbox is always open. If I take long to reply, I am just busy. Okay, I would never ignore you. Yeah, I will make a note of timestamping for these. And someone else wanted timestamping, didn't they? Who else? I just need to check. Who else? If you need timestamping, please message now, okay? So I can try and remember. We don't... Tamara says, do we need to share something for the current stream? No. If I have already connected with your energy, if I have already read for you, if I've already done any kind of work with you, I will be able to connect with your guides, especially with my beautiful scrying mirror that I'm very connected to. Kidda says I haven't been having any dreams I can remember. Yeah, that's a common thing. You're probably going out in the astral and you don't remember it. Sadia, yeah, it's great to see you. Clara, it's amazing to see you, as I don't always see you. Unity, power and unity. You're very welcome, guys. And yeah, I'm loving having a kind community. I do believe that person was just not in the greatest of mindsets at that time. They're not a bad person, you know what I mean? So, okay. So, Leon says, I hardly have dreams. Yeah, Leon hardly has dreams, but when he does have dreams, he's connected to his spirit nan. So his nan, who's passed over, he's connected to her and he dreams of her. So I think that's very sweet that he still holds that connection. But let's get into the readings because I've been chatting on for 15 minutes now. So, but please do, guys, I really want to do the dream interpretation. So if you do have any dreams, do send them. So let's go right into it. I don't know if I will need, Leon, I don't have my notepad. I don't know if I'll need to channel a message, I'm not sure. We could just do origins, but we could do channeling messages. So if Leon, I'm really sorry, but if you could just bring me my my Libra notepad, just in case. But let's get started. Let's get started with Husky Lady. So Husky Lady, I'm not sure if Husky Lady is here. What I would like to say, yes please Leon, yes please get it. It's in the bedroom. Okay, so what I would like to say is Husky Lady and also Shweta. I'm pretty sure it's Shweta's family. Yes. So Husky Lady has had a little bit of suffering, a little bit of health. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. So Husky Lady has had a bit of suffering recently in her current period, and Shweta's family as well. So if any of you are feeling powerful in your energy, if any of you do any prayers, I would like you to take a moment for Shweta's family and Husky Lady as well. I'll comment that in the chat, just in case anyone does feel that they have the power to just do a little prayer. These are people from the community, so if you think of their names, I'm sure that the energy will get through, you know. So so just put their names there. If anyone does feel if they do prayer or they feel particularly strong in energy work, maybe if Aries is in here. I know Aries, she's not on the list, but I know she's a great Reiki healer. Thank you, Leon. Okay, so let's begin. Okay, so we have Husky Lady first, who may not be here, but let's just connect with Debbie and let's just see what we can get here. Okay, so straight away I'm feeling familiarity. I have connected with this guy before. Okay, so Husky Lady has been on a channeled Starseeds stream before, definitely. I recognise this guide. This is a light being guide, so it's kind of like a interdimensional, very high vibrational guide. And its name is Bliss or something like that. It's Bliss. I think I tried to write it out last time. It's Blise, Bliss. So it's very nice when you get a name because you have something to meditate on. So Husky Lady can meditate on this light being guide. So light beings aren't inherently extraterrestrial, they're more interterrestrial and interdimensional. But this is definitely a very strong guide who seems to be guiding you in a very heart center way, so helping with your emotional connections, emotional side. It's a very emotionally connected guide. But then we have this Arcturian guide as well. Now Arcturian, you guys are going to hear Arcturians come through quite a lot in these streams, because the Arcturian life mission is to ascend our spiritual sides, our spiritual self, our spiritual sides, okay? So a lot of you guys who are drawn to spirituality, who are drawn to me, who are drawn to other readers, other casters and things like that, a lot of you will have an Arcturian connection, because the Arcturians have come here to raise the vibration of the earth in a spiritual sense, okay? Our spiritual senses are quite dampened as a civilization. Not all of us, but a good portion of people are disconnected from their spiritual self. I see clients sometimes, and it's literally like their body is here, and then their chakra system's like off there to the side. Their crown is like all the way over there somewhere, and this is why so many of you are going to have Arcturian guides. I can feel it very strongly. So Husky Lady has Arcturian guide. She also has this light being guide, but there's also a message coming through about Sirius as well. So Sirius A is in the Sirius A is in the Canis Major constellation, and it's a planet. Sirius A is a place where the Ascended Masters go. It's kind of like if I had to explain it, I would call it kind of like a retreat planet, kind of like recharging your spiritual and ascended kind of abilities. So Husky Lady also has connections to Sirius A as well. So that is very interesting, and it shows a depth. It shows a depth of spiritual being and spiritual meaning. It shows that the kind of connections that Husky Lady has made, whether that is through marriage, through giving birth, through whatever she has done in her life, friendship connections, it's all been for a unique spiritual purpose. It does seem like she's on a very spiritual path. We're all on a spiritual path, but you will see how when I get to other people's guides, you will see how some guides are not quite as spiritual based. They're trying to help our planet in a different way. So each kind of origin, Pleiadian, Lyran, Arcturian, Mintarkan, they all have different missions and reasons for coming here and for bringing starseeds here. So having a combination of Arcturus, a light being, and Sirius A really shows the spiritual meaning of that lifetime. Really shows that whatever connections were made in that lifetime for Husky Lady were for a purpose, and she might see that as her family progresses. So if it is through birth, she might see that she had her child for a reason, or she married this person for a specific reason, and it kind of sparked off a spiritual path. So it's interesting because it reminds me of my path. I don't actually have Arcturian connection, as you may think I do, because of my spiritual kind of job, if you will, but the reason why I'm so connected to the Arcturians, even though I'm not, I don't have a lifetime, a past lifetime there basically, but I'm still connected to them because they come to me to connect with my clients. So you can see how they kind of guide our path a little bit and try to guide us to a way where we can heal and grow. So even though I don't have any Arcturian connection, they come to me as a middle man, if you will, a middle woman, a middle divine feminine, if you will, to connect the Arcturian starseeds, like a lot of you guys, to your Arcturian guides. So yes, the Arcturian guides are very, very serious. Their message is very prominent and very current, okay? So if you get an Arcturian guide or an Arcturian connection, you need to focus on your spiritual path and your spirituality. So that was Husky Lady. 3 different guides coming through there. The light being, the Arcturian guide, and the, not really a guide, but the connection to Sirius A, the connection. So that was for Husky Lady. So let's now move in to Rahina now. So I do believe I saw Rahina, which is great. So we do have Rahina in the chat. So let's connect with her energy and the scrying mirror and see what guides would like to step through here. Okay, this is interesting because it's funny how it's kind of difficult to do these streams because I try to do spirit guide, then I do mediumship, and then I do starseed, you know. But I have angels coming through. There's a lot of angels coming through here. Angels strongly trying to get through, and they're kind of telling me that you're not fully listening to their message. So there's something, Rahina, that's going on in your life. It may not be your fault. It may not be something it may not be something that you're purposefully doing. But there's something within your life that's out of sync with your true alignment, with your higher path, basically. It's like these angels, I really sense 3 of them, and they can channel the energy of the archangels, but they're your personal guides, they're personal angels, and they're really trying to get through. They feel blocked, they feel stuck. So it's like I said, when I have these clients and they have this chakra system that like points off to the side, there's definitely something going on with your crown and your third eye. So there's angels really trying to get to you. So that's important. When you're a reader, you have to say everything that comes through, even if it doesn't correlate to what we're actually talking about. So I just really had to get through that those angels wanted to connect with you, Rahina. But I'm still going to check, of course, for your starseed origin. So I'm just kindly asking the angels to still work with Rahina, still really try to connect with Rahina, don't stop doing that, of course. But let's see if we can pull through a starseed guide here. Okay, so we have a Mintarkan guide coming through. Mintarkan guide, very aquatic, very. So this is it's definitely a female energy. It's very. She's very kind of like a mermaidish type of being. Now I have Mintarkan connection, so I understand this. Okay, so this is probably why she has come through quite easily. My connections are Lyran. My strongest connections are Mintarkan, Lyran, and Andromedan. So if you have any of those, they'll come through easier for me. So Mintarkan is really coming through here. You have a Mintarkan lifetime, and you actually suffered in that lifetime. So Mintarka is the leftmost star in Orion's belt, and it's had wars, I suppose you would say. It's had destruction. Okay, so I have a guide called I know I keep talking about myself, but I have a guide called Isobel, and she's a very, very small ant-like being, and she works in healing cataclysms that have happened, whether it's wars, whether it's accidental things like meteors and things like that. She helps clearing up these things. In your Mintarkan lifetime, you suffered in that. So that could be a part of a reason for this disconnect you have with your crown a little bit. But there's definitely this aquatic, divine, feminine kind of mermaid type Mintarkan being. So that's interesting. It's very interesting because sometimes it really matches your physical life, and sometimes it's very, very contradictory, and you're going through something different now. But it does look like you took a hit. Your like kind of spiritual system took a hit with this cataclysm, with what happened. There was some disruption in Mintarka. It's a water-based planet that you lived on in the Orion constellation and the star system. But yeah, it does look like there was some kind of. It's feeling like it was a accidental kind of like a meteorite hit or something like that. But you there was something that happened. It feels like it was a bit traumatic in that lifetime. But you have a strong connection to that lifetime because this guide is coming through and she's like telling me that you had this lifetime and that I don't know if, you know, it would be interesting to know, because I feel a connection to Rahina's energy from past readings or from connecting in chat and things like that. But it'd be interesting to know your sign and what your likes and dislikes and fears are, because I find it interesting that I have such a strong Mintarkan connection, which basically in a water planet, and my mother is terrified of water, so I always think like the differences that we have from those lifetimes and the similarities that we bring in as well. But Mintarka is coming through very strongly, and they are mermaid-like beings, very aquatic, very water-like, so it'd be interesting to hear how that resonates with you. But I would definitely, that my advice to Rahina, I know it's not saucy based, but work on your crown chakra, because those angels are trying to get through. I'll just catch up with the chat here. Totally understand the frustration and anxiety of wanting answers when you need them, but let's hold on to yeah, I don't know exactly what that's about. I do feel bad when it takes a long time for me to get to inboxes, but I am really sorry about that. Thank you, Leon, for sending the prayers. Everyone sending prayers and healings, thank you so much. To Husky Lady and to Teresa's family as well. Teresa's family are a bit sick at the moment, but they will get better. Miss Venus says, I feel like I know some of you guys. Miss Venus, I really feel like you and Kevin have a connection in some way. Like you were like brother and sister in a past life or something like that. I don't know if Kevin's here today, but I really feel like there's very similar, like, matching energy with Miss Venus and Kevin. I feel like there was some kind of like sibling relationship or something like that with you. I know that's so strange to say, but I feel those things, you know? Yeah, it's Friday the 13th. I was going to mention that. Maybe that's why I got a bit of anger sent to me. But I'm okay. I have my vervain to protect me always. So I'm great. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I do need to make sure I'm hydrated, to be honest. I talk a lot. Okay, so our next reading is going to be for, where's the list? Marie is in the chat. Miss Venus, wait. Miss Venus says, I swear, I feel the same way about Kevin. I had a feeling too. Thank you for confirming that. Wow. Okay, so it takes 24 hours for YouTube to put on my YouTube like the video with the chat next to it, but I'm going to do like a little clip of that and a little clip of you confirming that you felt that way, because I just think that's so beautiful and I want to kind of like keep that as a memory. I would love to know how Kevin feels. I know Kevin's not on this list, but I really would like to know how Kevin feels about that. I'm going to screenshot that now, but I will the screenshot's like but yeah, that's great. Yeah, I agree. I rarely feel that, but I think it's, you know, as you progress on your spiritual journey, you gravitate to your soul family, so it would make a lot of sense that a lot of us are connected. You know, a lot of you in the chat are connected, a lot of you connected to me. I feel a really strong connection with Sarah, Shweta, Miss Venus, you know, a really strong connection with you guys. And don't be offended if I'm leaving you out. You know, it's just I really do feel like the strong connection. And I think that there's a reason why we do this and why we're drawn to each other. But let's get on with the readings. Okay, so we have Marie. So we're going to go with Marie now. Okay, so we're getting Sirius A again. So we're getting Sirius, the Sirius constellation, this is Sirius constellation, in Canis Major, like I said. Yes, Canis Major. The Sirius A, it's very interesting. I always just see it as this place where the kind of ascended masters retreat, like I said. So yeah, I know that's already come up before, but that is a strong connection with Marie, and it does seem like Marie has had time with the ascended masters and in this realm. Okay, so what this means, Marie, it's again affirming the more spiritual side, but it's not just about the spiritual journey in the sense that a Nocturian lifetime is. It's about really stepping into your power. So your path is a lot more hands-on, okay? So you really need to be reaching people, starting things, being proactive, taking action on things, being creative, making things and things like that. Because it's very much about putting a positive legacy and also like positive energy into creations, okay? So we don't really think about how small things affect people. We have things like artwork, okay? So rarely this is just a green, like a green screen, but of course I'm putting a beautiful mandala that I created in the background because it sends out a much more positive, beautiful energy, and it raises our vibration. So if you decide that your journey is to grow apples, your journey is to, I don't know, create something, make furniture, I don't know. But it's really about putting a positive mark into this world and really focusing on raising the vibration of this world. So your kind of message and your mission is really about raising the energies of this planet in a way, in a creative way. So in a way, like I said, with artwork, with creating things. So there's a lot of different ways that we raise the vibrations on this planet. So you'll see as we get through, when we connect with a Pleiadian guide, perhaps, we'll see how you can still raise the planet, but in a different way, in a different sense, okay? So the Ascended Master, the Sirius way, Sirius A way, is very much about putting a lot of creative energy, creative flow into the world. This is sacral energy. If you want to work on a chakra, Marie, it's sacral energy. So really focusing on the orange, vibrant orange, creating things, artwork. It's about leaving positive imprints and energies that are going to continue on. So think about all of those things that, we artwork that we still love, even though the artist has long passed. Creations, inventions that were made. So people from Sirius A can often invent as well. They can be like inventors, or they can be, they can, ideas like. They can often be people who would do things like perhaps, I know this is getting a little bit deep here, but back engineering like alien spacecraft and things like that as well. So very, it can also get very much into technology if you're in that field and in that resonance. It can go a little bit into technology as well. Leon has spent a little bit of time on Sirius A. And his kind of what Leon took from Sirius A was that kind of technological side, was that putting the creative technology energy out there. But for you, it might be different. For you, it might be, but it's a physical thing, okay? So this is what I'm trying to put out there, is that, like I was talking about Husky Lady's message and Husky Lady's mission was very heart and emotional based, but Marie's mission is very sacral, creative energy based, okay? Really putting something creative out there. Kevin's in the chat. Oh my gosh, Kevin is in the chat. Kevin! Yes! So yes, Marie, Sirius A and Ascended Masters, that's very important. So please do look up Ascended Masters and see which Ascended Master you feel most connected to. Because we can do a meditation with the Ascended Master that you feel most connected to, Marie. So Ascended Masters can be like Jesus and different figures like that. If you feel very connected to one of them, we can do a meditation with one of them. To further help Marie's activations, basically, and anyone else who feels resonance with Sirius A. We do have coming up, that is a good kind of segue for me to mention, that Shweta, me and Shweta have agreed that the next kind of goddess that we are doing, because we are trying to do a god or goddess ritual every month, and the next one is going to be Lord Shiva, guys, okay? So the next one's going to be Lord Shiva, and then Marie, if you feel a connection to a specific Ascended Master, we will do your one next month. So that's for Marie. Yes, Kevin. So Kevin, what happened was, we were talking about how soul family gravitates towards each other. So soul family really gravitates towards each other. So a lot of people in this chat are actually soul family, because we're all gravitating. Like, a lot of you are my soul family. So I was saying how Shweta, Miss Venus, and Sarah are definitely a part of my soul family, and that's not to exclude anyone else. You know, I am starting to feel very a lot closer to some of you as well, like Luna as well, who may be part of my soul family. I'll have to work through that and work that out. But yeah, I'm really feeling like a lot of you are, and I think a lot of you in the chat are as well. And I was talking about how I feel that Miss Venus and Kevin have shared a past lifetime together. So I really feel it was a sibling lifetime. I feel that you and Miss Venus were siblings, and I still feel that you were male and she was female. I'm really feeling that, but you were siblings in that lifetime. I could be wrong and you could be friends, but I really feel that it was siblings in that lifetime. And Miss Venus confirmed that she kind of felt that connection, that intuitive connection to you as well. So Kevin, let us know what you think about that. And Marie says, thanks a lot, hon. I'm actually starting to grow herbs. I'm writing, yes. So herbs are another great thing. And what people don't realise is how mineral packed herbs are, okay? So don't forget that ascending the vibrations on this planet, there's mental, spiritual, and physical. So for those of you who, you know, if you're like kind of like life goal is to like sell foods or be involved in health foods or anything like that, supplements, you're still helping to raise the vibration of the planet by helping more people to take in minerals and take in healthy things for their body. Because while we are here, we do need to pay attention to the physical. We need to have comfort, we need to have good health, and we also need, of course, the spiritual and emotional growth as well. So Luna says, I feel too, Venus soul connection. Yes, so that is wonderful, because I really am starting to feel that, and I'm really happy that, like, when you guys agree and things like that. So let's see, we have Miss Venus says, short summary, I said I feel like I know some of you guys. Then Venus says she feels like you and Kevin, and she feels like Kevin and Miss Venus have a connection from a different lifetime, and I told her that I feel the familiarity. I do feel a lot of us are part of Soul Family, says Kevin. So yes. And he says, Kevin says, you do give sister energy to me sometimes, Miss Venus. That's so interesting. I believe that fully. I wanted to say that when I was doing a past life reading with Kevin, where he was like a hatter. So he was like someone who he lived in Manchester and he was making hats. And I was starting to feel that then about that connection between Miss Venus and Kevin, and I just thought, no, I'll leave. I won't say anything. But now I'm feeling more comfortable with the community, so it's okay to say these things. And Kaylee says, I love all herbal teas and vitamins. Yes. Okay, so let's get on with the readings. So Marie, please do think about which Ascended Master you feel most connected to. If you're not familiar with them yet, just go and Google them, have a little play around, see who you feel connected to. So next on our list, we have Kaylee. So Kaylee is next, and Kaylee is here, so that's wonderful. Okay, so it's really great. It's going really well. Everyone who's on the list is in, except Husky Lady, who I will connect with after the stream. Okay. Whew. So let me just take a breath for a moment. It's really nice because I know some of you guys have abilities, so you can probably see different things going on. I know that some of you just see a mandala here, but some of you may see orbs, you may see silhouettes, you know, you can see a multitude of things because I have some angels here, Arkanoon is here, who many of you may know, Arkanoon, and Azobel is also here. So if you do see anything, you're welcome to put that in the chat, but that will be one of those angels or ET guides. So let's move on to Kaylee then. Let's move on to Kaylee's message. But I am really, honestly, my heart chakra, that you guys agree with me and that I was comfortable enough and vulnerable enough to say that, just means so much to me, and I'm so grateful. So yes, sorry Kaylee, let's move on to Kaylee's reading. Okay, so Kaylee's starseed connections, guides, past lives perhaps. Okay. Okay, so I'm guessing Vega, I'm guessing Lyra. I knew Lyra would come up in the stream. Very Lyran energies, but this is interesting because I have a Lyran connection. My Lyran connection is with the feline beings, the feline Lyrans. Kaylee's connection is with the avian Lyrans, okay? So they're very bird-like beings. They are bird-like bird-like beings, bird-like energies, very beautiful, very feathers. Often a kind of, how I see them is a little bit of kind of like a blue tint to them, a blue aura. Sometimes, but just to be clear, sometimes we see a blue aura because they're trying to connect, and it's like the throat chakra opening. So sometimes the colour you see can be based on where they're trying to connect with you. But it seems like Kaylee's closest guide is a blue avian being. Sorry, a Lyran avian being. I'm talking about Corey Good's aliens there. Sorry, that's a different. I think, I don't know. Maybe he is channeling the Lyrans, I don't know. But anyway, so we have the Lyran avian here. Lyran avian guide, very, very close to you. You do have someone else very close to you. I won't mention. I know that you know who that is, but just to let you know that they are coming through. So you may... I may set up when I do a mediumship stream, and that is for passed over loved ones. I make it private at the time that we do it, and I connect with all your energies and get messages from the passed over loved ones. your past over loved one is with you very closely, Kaylee. And I know that you know that. I know that you already know that, but I'm just saying, I can feel that. So yes, we have this avian guide, avian Lyran, so from the Lyra constellation, Vega star system, feathery, very feathery, beautiful, quite large, to be honest with you. Large but kind of elegant, if that makes sense. Feathers, very kind of like a silvery as well. It's like a silvery glistening kind of blue, and they're avian Lyrans. So they do connect and interact with the feline Lyrans, which might be why we've had a bit of a connection in the past. But yes, very, very avian, so bird-like guys there. But we also have someone else trying to come through. So this is similar to, who did we have? Rahina had angels trying to get through. Kaylee, you have mantis beings trying to get through to you. So your avian guide's very close to you. You have probably seen and interacted with this avian guide, perhaps without realizing it, perhaps feeling it as an angel, or perhaps feeling it as just a nice synchronicity, perhaps. But these mantis beings are trying to get through to you, and they're not quite getting through to you. They're trying to help you with your health, your physical health. There's 2 of them that are coming through very strongly, mantis beings. One of them's a very, very kind of pale greenish colour, and the other has a very pinkish tint to it. So I find that interesting, because what do we know about green and pink? That green's the heart chakra, and pink is always resonant with love as well. But these guides are interesting because that they want to help your physical health. They're trying to get through to protect and to help your physical health. But there's this like block, okay? So they're blocked a little bit from you, which is a shame. But they are there, and they're trying to get through to you. So your avian guide, very, very close. Your 2 mantis beings trying to get through to you, not quite getting through to you, trying to help you with your physical health there. So that was for Kaylee. Oh, so you've spoken to your friends about mantis beings a lot. Okay. So you're already intuitively knowing that they're trying to get through to you, which is interesting. So what I would suggest is a lot of meditations on them. If you could find pictures as well of like a kind of pale green and a pinkish looking mantis being, look at them, connect with them, try to meditate on them. Even get like green and pink candles to represent them. As long as you're setting the intention that these candles or these whatever I have represent my mantid guides, I want to connect closer. I really suggest that you do what you can to connect closer to these mantid beings, okay? A lot of people fear the mantid beings. They're inherently healers, but physical healers. So they do operations on people. So sometimes when people have memories of these operations, they can be traumatic because they've had operations done and they remember it, you know? So mantid beings can get kind of a bad reputation. And I'm not saying that all mantid beings are good. There could be very horrible mantid beings that are abducting people and not being, great. But yes, you have 2 very nice, lovely, beautiful mantid beings who are of the light. Of the light. You're welcome, Kaylee. You're very welcome. Okay, so let's move on to, we have Miss Venus. We have Miss Venus next. Okay, so we have Miss Venus. Okay, I need to connect here because I know a few of these guides and these energies coming through. Okay, so I did have a bit of a flash image vision of this earlier in the day, and I did I thought that this would come through and that I would get a clearer message of this and what this meant. Okay, so I do have to explain something in order for this to kind of make sense, I suppose. There are a few guides coming through, okay? So you have light beings, two specifically that I see. One with a very yellow aura, one with a very pink aura. We have Pleiadian, we have a Pleiadian guide coming through as well. But there is something else that is coming through that wants me to send the message. This is the important thing. This is what I'm here to do in this moment, okay? So perhaps in another reading you can hear more from your light being guide or your Pleiadian guide or your mantid guide as well. You also have a mantid guide, a mantid connection. It's not necessarily a guide you're mantid, it's more like a connection from a past life. You have the ability to tap in with that mantid, but it's not continuously with you. So how we have, for example, I have Isobel as my guide, but I work a lot with Arcanoon, who is an Octorian elder. He's right here. He's not my guide. He's just a high council member of an Octorian kind of council, and he works with a lot of Octorian starseeds, which is why he's here. And that's similar to Miss Venus. So you have the two light being guides and the Pleiadian guides that are your guides, your lifetime guides, but you also have this mantid being who seems to have healed you in a past lifetime, which is common because that is kind of what they do. You can tap in with that, but it's kind of it's not a lifetime guide, but it's someone that you could perhaps interface with if you tried to. But I'm veering off from the message here, so I just wanted to explain that a few guides came through for Miss Venus, but I wanted to really relay this message. So I have mentioned before, and I do speak about this and try to explain this. The Earth is an ancient spirit. Mars is an ancient spirit. Venus is an ancient spirit. Planets have souls. Planets have souls, just in the same way that humans do. And Venus has a soul. And I try to explain our relationship with the Earth. I think the word symbiotic is right. I'm very sorry if that's not the right word, but I think it is. I feel like I kind of talk like we are the microbiome of the Earth, if that makes sense. So we have to do certain things to heal the Earth, and then the Earth in return does certain things to heal us. So it's kind of a give and take reciprocity, okay? It's not like we can just, a lot of people like they ground and they give all their negative energy into the Earth, and then they think, yeah, that's great, fine, I'm done. But that's not the case. We have to give back to the Earth, we have to heal the Earth. And Miss Venus's message, specifically coming through here, is the spirit of Venus, the planet, okay? So it's very interesting because, of course, I have my name after my ruling planet being Venus, and you are called Miss Venus for your ruling planet as well. But the planet, the spirit of Venus, wants you to channel and direct energy to the planet. So it's very important for certain people with certain gifts or with certain energies to do this. And I feel Miss Venus is on the same level as we have another member of the community who comes in here called Aries. Aries is more on the spiritual path in that she's doing Reiki as like a practice, as a job, I think. And whereas Miss Venus isn't giving her energy in a spiritual like job setting, but you do have that power, you have that ability, you have the healing energy within you. And the planet of Venus, the spirit of Venus, wants you to send your light codes and your energy there. So what is the purpose for you being given light codes? What is the purpose for you having upgrades and downloads and all of these things? To send them to Venus. So what I would do is I would focus on your light codes, your new lights, is what your light beings call them. When your light beings give you these messages, these symbols, they call them your new lights. And when you get when you feel upgrades and new energy, that's what they call it. And they want you to send that energy and those codes to Venus, to the planet Venus. So I think that's an interesting message. For me, it's very emotional because I feel sometimes we don't give that reciprocity to the earth as a human race, okay? So I know a lot of you guys are very kind, very nice. You probably keep a nice garden and things like that. But we do fracking. We do cruel things to the earth. And nature is strong, and nature will overcome whatever we put it through. But the better idea, rather than that, is to work together. And Venus wants to work with you with these light codes. You're not the only person who's doing this or who's being called to do this, but you are very important to the kind of I don't know, you could call it the Venus Alliance or something, or you could have a name for it, the Venus Council, but you're being called to be part of it. Basically, you're being given specific codes to send to Venus. Other people are also being given them as well. Hopefully they awaken to that as well, and you can all work together to help Venus's energy and help Venus's energy. So I know that Miss Venus resonates with that already, of course, with the name and everything like that. It's very synchronistic is probably the right word to say. But yeah, that's what's coming through for Miss Venus at this time. So let's move on to Sadia. So we have Sadia. Is Sadia in? Do we have Sadia in? I'm not sure if Sadia's asked for a timestamp. I will search her in Facebook. If you ask for timestamps, I'm very happy to give them. If you don't, then I don't give them. I'm very sorry. It's just because there'll be people jumping in who want a reading, and it's just easier. It's easier for me if you let me know beforehand, basically. But I can't find if she has. I'll check my emails 1 second. No, that's Stella. I'll just give a second to see if Sadia does pop up in the chat, because I don't want to miss anyone, of course. I don't want to miss anyone. I can't find her. I don't think I have her on Facebook. Miss Venus says... Oh, Clara's asking for a timestamp. Okay, Clara, let me just write that down. Have my pad here. So Clara, where are you? Oh yes, you're after Mega. Okay, so you're after Mega. Let's see. Clara, Kevin, Luna. Clara. I have a written list and I can't see Clara on it anywhere. Oh yes, Clara. So timestamp. So sorry, I didn't know I couldn't see that. So the timestamp Clara's, which is coming up soon. Sadia's here. Okay, great, wonderful. Yeah, I'm glad I waited. Okay, So that's good. That's great. Okay. So you're welcome, Clara. And if you have to jump out, don't worry. That's totally fine. I will send you the timestamp as long as I am notified. I'm happy to do the timestamps and write them down because I have my little paper on my pad here, so that's fine. Okay. So we have Miss Venus says, "Oh, it's beautiful purpose for my energy healing. A planet so in need of support." Yes, and I also know that Aries is called to do this a lot with the Earth. So I think I've tried to encourage Aries to go to heal like sacred sites and different parts of the Earth. So it's kind of like you have a similar life path and life mission to Aries, but in a kind of different way, if that makes sense, because you're doing it with the Venus planet and not Earth. But it would be very interesting because I know that Miss Venus can be a little bit visual in like the dream realm or in meditation realms, astral realms. So if you do go to any sacred sites on Venus or anything like that, let us know. Let us know what you saw and what things were like. If you do see anything visually, sometimes we just work energetically. We don't see anything visually, that's fine. So Sadia, let's move into Sadia then, since Sadia says she is here, which is great. So let me just get comfortable because my legs are not very comfortable at the moment. Okay, so we have Sadia. Okay, that's very interesting. So I talk about Arcanune a lot on this channel, and I do apologise to people who who hear the same thing from me over and over again, basically. I know I like to reiterate things because sometimes there's new people in the chat, sometimes sometimes it's just important. But Sadia, I do feel so Arcanune is a he's a high council of Octorians, so you could call him like a I usually call him an Octorian elder because I don't like saying like high something or high, like putting people in. I'm very Andromedan energy, which is very like no hierarchies, everybody's equal. So I say like I call his like his group his council, which I think is kind of a common term with the extraterrestrials. So we have Arcanune, who is an Octorian elder, and he has a council. So he has a group of other Octorian guides, Octorian star beings, Octorian ETs, and they work together. So what I always say to my clients and to my subscribers, if you are an Octorian starseed, which Sadia is, then you can meditate on Arcanune. You can ask for Arcanune. You can ask for a member of his council. You can work with his energy however you like, or you can try to gain a more personal connection with one of his council. So I always think it's interesting when someone has this connection to Arcanune and to the Octorians in general, because sometimes I say to the client, you can ask for Arcanune, or you can ask for one of his council members, and then they will tell me that they connected with one of his council members and they got a name. So they will get like the different names of these council members, which I find interesting because I just talk with Arcanune, I see his council around him, and I interact mostly with him. So he is kind of like the elder. He is Octorian, of course, Octorish, you know. But it's but yeah, it's interesting. So you do have a strong Octorian connection, which suggests that your life mission here is very spiritual based, third eye based. You probably do have abilities as well yourself, and there is some kind of a very spiritual meaning and spiritual life path to your journey. Octorian starseeds are the most spiritual ones. Okay, so we have like Pleiadian starseeds who are very earth based. They want to colonize different planets. You know, they're very based on like the territory, I suppose, and the earth. And then we have the kind of the aquatic beings who are more kind of, they are the like Syrian, the Lyran Syrian High Council, who are more involved in upgrading our DNA. Okay, so we can have the Pleiadians who want to evolve us to other planets. We can have the Syrian and Lyran kind of connection that want to advance our DNA. We can have the different starseeds, different starseed civilizations have different goals and aims for civilizations to attain and to get to. Of course, they're more advanced than us, and they want us to get to that level of advancement as well. Like the Mintarkans, the kind of aquatic beings, although they are aquatic, they are also very often interdimensional, so they also want to teach us interdimensionality. So I just trying to explain how the paths are different. So I know I'm saying that a lot of you have a spiritual path, but they're very different. So the Octorian path is very inherently spiritual. It's all about spiritual growth. It's all about spiritual connections, and it's all about raising the level of spirituality on this planet. So your life, even if you're not a spiritual teacher, even if you don't do like tarot or scrying mirror or something like that, the connections that you make, the lessons that you learn, and the decisions that you make in your lifetime are all based around spiritual progression. Okay, so your lifetime has set milestones on it that help with the evolvement of humanity's spirituality. So for example, that could be having a child. So we do have someone in the group who is pregnant, and their child is being brought here to do a certain thing, to have a certain goal and spread a certain message, and that happens. That often happens with Octorian starseeds as well. So your life mission is very, very spiritual based, very third eye based. I would keep your third eye very balanced. I would keep it very protected, and I would meditate on the Octorians, ask for Arcan Noon, ask for a member of his council. If you can get a name for yourself of one of his council members and work with them personally, one-on-one, that would be great for you. And they can help with your kind of like manifestations and things that you want in your life, if they kind of resonate with your spiritual path, basically. So yeah, you can ask them. They can help with things. But yeah, the Octorians are very, very spiritual based, very third eye based, and that seems to be a huge part of your life path. I did do a spiritual a digital representation of Arcan Noon, so I will repost that, because I know that a lot of you are Octorian starseeds, and a lot of your path is self-discovery and self-exploration. So Octorian starseeds might resonate more to religion or spirituality. They might delve into different paths. They might be like me, they might be quite eclectic, do a lot of different things. but they'll always have a very spiritual flair. There'll always be something spiritual. You will find it difficult to push spirituality out of your life, whether it's religion or this kind of spirituality, whatever it is. You will find it difficult to not have it in your life, and you will see that you are very intuitively called to certain things for some reason, and you may think, you may feel like, what is the reason I'm being called to do this certain thing? But it's because of your Arcturian guides, basically. So people with Arcturian connections often feel this. They will feel like, no, I shouldn't do that, I'm not going to do that, for no reason. They have a lot of claircognizance, okay? So they know things without really knowing that they know things. They just know. And they know, they're very trusting as well. They're very empathetic. And they also, they can tell right from wrong in a person, if that makes sense. So they can tell when someone is lying, often. They can tell when someone is telling the truth. Their senses are very heightened, so tap into that, try to connect with the Arcturians and really tap into that, because even if you don't have a life path doing things like this, like tarot and all of that, having that strong intuition will still really help with where you're going and where your life path is going. So yeah, Arcturian really coming through strongly, the whole council really coming through very strongly. So I would really suggest Sadia to connect with Arcanoon or the Arcturians. I'm just going to write that down there because I'm Arcturian, because I do want to, if there's a message like that, like you need to go and do some work like yourself, I would love to connect back with you guys and see if you get any messages and see what happened in your like meditations and in your dreams and all of that. So I think we have next Carolina. So is Carolina here? Is Carolina, or did Carolina ask for a timestamp? No, that was Clara. Getting confused. Carolina. Yes, I actually just saw Carolina in the chat. So Carolina is here. Okay. When is a good time to talk about the upcoming streams? Right, let's do Carolina's reading, and then we'll talk about the upcoming streams after that, okay? So, Carolina. This is quite newly connected energy, so I just have to make sure I really do connect. Okay. So you have a Pleiadian guide coming through quite strongly. I say straight away, it was pretty quick. Yeah, she is female, a very female energy. Kind of a Nordic looking Pleiadian being, which is quite common. We do see those Pleiadians. So she's a female. Just think if anyone else comes through here. Okay, so we have the Pleiadian female is coming through very strongly. So I'm just going to talk about her and connect with her a little bit while she's like really here. We'll see if someone else steps through, but I can feel her. Sorry, I get distracted by the chat there. I'm very behind. Okay, so this Pleiadian female, she's coming through quite strongly. she has very nice energy, very nurturing. So yeah, that's one thing I will say for the Octorian people. If you do connect with Arcannoon, do not be surprised if he's very kind of stern, okay? He doesn't have like the very loving energy that some guides have. He's kind of fatherly and he's very protective, but he is quite stern and quite just like to the point, just to warn the Octorian starseeds here. But back to Carolina, okay? So we have this Pleiadian female, and she is talking a lot about the Earth, which they do. So Pleiadians love our Earth and our planet. They came here. They came mostly to around Chichen Itza area, Mexico area. They well, I say mostly to. They have been to all corners of the Earth in the past. They kind of like scoured this Earth because they wanted to see if we were ready for multi-planetary systems. Okay, so their aim, the Pleiadian aim, is to get us to be multi-planetary. So we need a base on the moon. We need to colonize a different planet. You know, they want to expand humanity. They see potential in humanity. They do see that we're kind of them in the past. So they're kind of like an advanced version of us. That sometimes they feel that way. Yeah. So the Pleiadian guide is very much about like she wants that. That's like kind of her end goal in the. So the greater collective of the Pleiadians is very much about us colonizing different planets, us having a base on the moon, us being a multi-planetary system. So they have this fear and they always bring this up. So if you've been on a reading before, you will have probably heard this before. They are worried about a company in this on this planet. There's a company who is creating seeds seeds for plants, seeds for vegetables, foods, seeds for foods. And they're creating seeds that do not reproduce. So they plant a seed, they grow their tomatoes, and then they sell them. But the seeds inside the tomatoes will not grow any more new tomatoes like they usually would. So because the Octorians the Pleiadians can see this path ahead of us as a potential path, the humanity will not last that way. It's a very sad path for humanity to go down. So the Pleiadians are pushing you. So whenever a Pleiadian guide comes through, you know it's a Pleiadian guide if it's pushing you to do things like garden, collect seeds, just collect them. I have literally a big bag full of packets of seeds. Every single time it's like the end of the season, I will go to like one of our local stores and I will like buy out all the remaining seed packets, and I just keep them. in a bag in my house, stored in a cool dry place, because although the Pleiadians are helping us, they're helping. So the Pleiadians will help you, or it's kind of like they use if you're not fully connected to them, they will use your intuition to guide you. They will set up like synchronistic events. They will kind of push you, urge you to do things, but they're trying to take us on a path where we don't go down that path. They do not want that company to succeed in doing that. They want us to have, seeds, have a proper ecosystem and all of that. So they will encourage gardening, they will encourage collecting seeds, they'll encourage anything to do with maintaining the ecosystems of the planet. So maybe you might feel more connected to animals, It could be more of an animal-based thing for you, but this is the general message of the Pleiadians, and when they come through, they always do give me a similar kind of message to this. They're very reassuring that they do feel that we're more likely on the better path, but it's a warning, okay? And it's a precautionary measure to take. I'll probably show you guys a picture of my seed bag. But yes, if you have any urges to do gardening, to do anything with the land, earth healing on the land if you're more spiritual and you know do energy work, houseplants, you know, any kind of maintenance of life, whether it's animals, plants, anything like that. That's really the kind of Pleiadian message and what they want. And they're also very they push for telepathic communication, okay? So when you're connecting with your guide, I'm going to try to get a name from her, just bear with me. I feel like when you get a name, you can connect a little bit closer. So let me just write on my list. We have the Pleiadian female coming through strongly for Caroline. So let me just see if we can get her name, because the name will help you if you meditate with her. Ask her for guidance, ask her to guide you, ask her to use your intuition to push you in any direction, and ask her what she wants you to do as well. So I'm just going to try to get a name from her. Okay, so her name is Sonia. So I'm going to write that out in the chat. I've written it in my little notepad, but I'm going to write it in the chat as well. If Carolina would like to try to connect with this guide. Female. I can't spell Pleiadian though. Oh, good job. Pleiadian guide for Carolina. So yeah, just put that in the chat so you have the. I always think it's important to get, if they give a name, to get that name and to remember that name. I'm getting names a lot more often, and I know that ETs and interdimensionals do communicate telepathically, and so they when they kind of connect with you, they don't. It's not like us where we're like, "Hi, my name's Venus," you know. They really want to get the message across. They really want to Earth's might go down this terrible timeline. We don't want it to. Please collect seeds and please do gardening. You know, they're a bit more serious sometimes. They're not really like, "Hi, my name's Venus," and introducing themselves. So it is nice when you get a name. It gives you something to meditate on. It gives you, you know, something to focus on. So I hope that you appreciate that reading, and I hope that you connect with her. For everyone on the stream, you know, please do try to connect with your guides and let me know if any messages come through. You might get symbols, like light language. You might get energy. You might get words, messages, poetry, songs. You could get anything from them. So just journal, okay? So are we halfway through? 2, 4, 6, 7. Okay, we're almost halfway through. So I'm just going to give you guys some motivation here. If you have not liked the video yet, please do like the video. If you have not subscribed, please do. I believe that you are all subscribed, but if you're not, please make sure you are. If you suddenly realise you're not subscribed, please just click that button. It's really nice to connect with you here, and you will see the upcoming streams more better. You know, you will get a better idea if you're watching, if you're looking out, if you're subscribed. So please do that. So I'm going to go over upcoming streams just because I'm halfway through. So we have Channeled Soulmate, POI, and Twin Flame, which is a full stream, unfortunately. If you jump into the stream and you wait until the end, you may get a reading if there is time. But that one is full, and that's tomorrow. So just check if you're on it. Check if you're on that tomorrow. But if you missed that, you didn't get a reading, message me, because I am very happy to repeat any of these streams. The list will always fill up. So if there's a stream that you missed, just let me know and I can make another one. So we have Crystal Ball, which is like you guys' favourites. We have Crystal Ball on the 18th, so not too far away, guys. 5 days. We have Crystal Ball, so save up your questions, and we'll get some tarot cards out as well. Palm reading, that is a planned, prepared stream, so you can't just jump into that one. That's on the 20th, so that's just a reminder for anyone who might be on it. If you're on it, please do remember to either join live or watch back if you can't make it, of course. That's on the 20th of this month. We also have the past life reading stream. I'm not sure if that's full. That might be full. I'll double check about the past life reading. But if that's a common one as well, a regular one, we do that regularly, so don't worry. If it's full, don't worry. There'll be another one soon, I promise. Crystal Ball again on the 27th. So on the 27th we have another Crystal Ball. But on the 29th of this month, okay, so the last stream of this month is a dream interpretation stream. Now, I have not had any dreams in yet, guys. Is anyone going to send in a dream? I have some incentive here, okay? Yes, I'm in a blanket. I'm nice and cozy. But I have some incentive here. I'll just show you guys. So this here I have. Let me just get back in my position. It feels strange now. So this is a dream journal. And here we have some lucid dream affirmations on one side and lined pages on the other side so you can record your dreams, basically. Whoa, why is it bright now? But yes, so it's a lucid dream journal. It has affirmations. I love that I can control my dreams. My ability to lucid dream improves every night. I am dreaming and I know it. So if you do send in a dream, the first person to send in a dream for the dream interpretation stream will receive this dream journal. So send in your dreams now. The first person to send in their dream will win this dream journal. I really love the dream interpretation streams, so I really want to encourage you guys to join on and come and watch them. So the first person to send me a dream will get this. No one has sent me a dream yet. I had a message from, I believe it was Luna, saying she wanted to be on the stream, but I didn't receive the dream. So you have to send the dream in before the stream. So I print them out, I have them on paper, and I read them and interpret them. That's how it works. So the first person to send in a dream will receive this dream journal. Yeah, so that's your incentive. Please send in your dreams. Anything interesting, spiritual, strange, as long as you don't mind it being interpreted on stream, okay? So I hope you guys are rushing to send in your dreams now. The first person I will check the time that they're sent, you know, because some of you send through Facebook, some of you send through my 2 emails. So I'll make sure I do get the right person. The person who sends their dream in first will receive this exact dream journal, this one. So it's very beautiful. I made it, by the way. I designed it. Yeah, it's a dream journal I designed. If you look at the front page here, it has my website and my Facebook and all of that. So yeah, but send in the dreams and you will receive. Okay, so yeah, so and also one last one to go over, which is not this month, it's the first stream of next month, which is the aura reading stream. So the aura reading stream is an interesting one because in a lot of them I ask for in advance. I'm like, send your dreams in advance, send your poems in advance. But for the aura reading, I want the most recent picture. So if you take a very clear selfie on the day or just a week before, that will be fine. That will be enough. But please don't send an old picture, because then I will be looking at your old aura. Auras change when we have spiritual changes and emotional changes. So send in a recent picture for that one. No rush for that one, okay? Rushing for the dream, but not rushing for that one. And I think I just saw someone send me a dream, so thank you guys. The race is on. Okay, so let's get back to this stream, and I will check the dreams soon after this. Someone's alarm is going off. I hope you didn't hear that. It's a bit annoying. So Miss Mina says I have weird dreams. Luna says I didn't say I wanted to join, but I'm not able to remember dreams. Oh, okay. You wish you could remember your dreams. Okay. Yeah, so it's more like you need a dream memory practice rather than lucid dreaming. Yes, okay. That's interesting. It depends on your sleep pattern as well. You're obviously not getting into the right sleep cycles if you don't remember your dreams. And remembering dreams is quite important because the neurotransmitters involved with dreaming are also important for memory. So that's why as you get older, you dream less and your memory gets worse. It's kind of like how we age. So dream practices are really important, actually. And I do talks on lucid dreaming. I have like full lectures on lucid dreaming. So if anyone is interested in that, you can send me a message. I can release the lecture for a small price. I do put a lot of effort into it. It's a full slideshow. I go out and I talk in front of people about lucid dreaming and the importance of dreaming. Yeah, but it's very unfortunate if you don't remember your dreams. It's very it's very interesting to interpret them and to remember them. Jasmine, I didn't have any major dreams, but I'll pop in to see what I can learn. Well, have a think, because it's not actually until the 29th. So just because you're not the first and you don't win the journal doesn't mean don't send in the dream, okay? It's on the 29th, so there's plenty of time. You might have a dream within the next few weeks. Yeah, I think it's like 2 weeks away, isn't it? A week? 2 weeks? So yeah, just see. You might have an interesting dream by then. Miss Venus says it already log them because they are so wild sometimes. Yes, I was expecting a dream from Miss Venus. Kaylee, I've sent dreams on your personal Facebook. Thank you. I always remember my dreams and I'm constantly dreaming every night. Yeah, so I do think, Kaylee, I think your dreams will be interesting to interpret. I have done that before in the past. And they're interesting. But that's enough about the upcoming streams. Just please make sure you've liked the video. And we will continue on because we are up to Megha, I believe. Megha. I do believe we are, well. Please, if you haven't liked the video, please do like the video. And we'll get into Megha now. So let's look at... Oh, Miss Venus, mine are so incredibly vivid. Some of them are lucid, and I'm doing clearings and feel myself really hot in my bed when I clear any entity from my house in my dream. Yes. I think that, Miss Venus, I think you're more astral. I don't think you're in, like, the dream space. I think that sometimes you're in the kind of, like, astral real-time zone, and that's why you're called to, like, heal Venus as well. Because you can be in different realms and you can deal with entities, so you have that power. I love dreams. I just absolutely love dreams. Okay, so let's get to Megha. Back to Starseeds. Back to Starseeds now. Okay, so let's get to Megha now. Okay, so being shown two different things here. So first, for Megha, there's quite a... Is Megha here? I will just say them quickly and perhaps timestamp while I've got it there. But yeah, I didn't want to do people who weren't here if they didn't tell me they weren't going to be here. But now that that's come through, I think I'll just quickly go over that. So it's interesting. So first what I see is wait, what timestamp are we on? So we're on an hour and 41 minutes. Is that correct? I think 1 hour and 41 minutes. Has it only been an hour? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So what I'm seeing here, there's two different lifetimes. So there's a very, very traumatic lifetime here where Megha is actually in a UFO, so in a ship, okay, in the Orion constellation. So there are stars in the stars next to Mintarga, so the Orion belt. There's the three stars. Is it Alatak? Tell me the name. I'm sure it's Alani something. Yeah, Mintarga is the leftmost star. I'm trying to get the name of this middle star. I'm sure it's like Alnitak. Okay. It's the middle star of Orion's belt, is what I'm seeing. So there's she's in a UFO, so she's actually in a ship, which is interesting because, of course, a lot of these lifetimes, you know, they're advanced civilizations. They are advanced civilizations. We can't deny that. They do use ships, and a very interesting thing is that a lot of the ships are controlled with the mind. So there's this symbiotic relationship between the ship and the driver of the ship, the driver. I don't know what other word to use. The controller of the ship. And it's kind of, it's like I'm talking about the telepathic communication. So telepathic communication opens up so much. And this is why I am a big I'm really for spiritual growth being in line with technology growth, okay? So a lot of people who are spiritual are against technology. I just think that technology needs to be in the right hands, because I have seen and witnessed alien technology and ET technology, and they allow their spiritual growth and their technological growth to coincide. You know, it's like bringing science, technology, and spirituality all together. And telepathy is a very heightened sense within a lot of these civilizations, and Megha was an Orion being, you know, being star being in the ship, but it was during the war that happened. Okay, so there was a kind of a really big intentional war that happened, and it was very connected to, so we actually haven't this has not come up for anyone yet, but there were portals. systems that connected different parts of the planet, and they connected Lemuria, Atlantis, Egypt on this planet. They connected to different parts of Orion, the Pleiades, you know, they connected to all different star systems, Canis Major, you know, all of these different star systems were connected by portals, and they were keepers of these portals. I'm not really getting Megha's position in Orion, if she was a keeper of a portal or anything like that. I'm not sure, but what I'm seeing is that she was slightly scaly, so slightly scaly and aquatic, kind of aquatic looking, but like not like she needed to be in a full water planet where she needed to be in water basically, but she was quite aquatic. Well, I can't remember what we call them. We have them here like reptiles, where they can go into water but they can also go out, very much like that. So her planet had much more water than our planet basically, but they did have these ships that could be out of the water, they could be in these ships, and there was wars, there was attacks happening in Orion at this time, and she was involved with this cataclysm. She's actually a male in this lifetime. It's a male that I'm kind of getting, male energy. It's a very sad, it's a very traumatic lifetime where this happened. So just well, I've timestamped it anyway, but so it was in Orion, and it was a male aquatic kind of being, which in Orion it's very common to have aquatic beings, especially around the Mintaka star, but it did seem like Altac. I'm going to write it down anyway, I'll Google it, but it's a different star. It is in the Orion constellation, I think Orion's belt. It was around this area where she was when this happened, and she was attacked. So it attacked in the wars. So that's what I saw there. But I also did see something positive. So of course, there's always going to be negative things that happen. It's like past life readings, you know. It's beautiful when we hear that we have like royalty past lives, or we did like beautiful things. But the reality is that in a lot of our lives, we have suffering, you know, people die, and that does come up sometimes, and it's very sad that has come up here for Megha's reading. But there was something else coming through. There was another guide coming through here as well, and this is another avian lyran. So this is very similar to Kaylee's guide, a very avian lyran being. So I'm also going to write that down. Avian lyran. Yeah, so a very avian lyran being, and this avian lyran being seems to be a bit more of a guide. So it's not showing me a lifetime that Megha had. It's just about this guide that's around. So a avian lyran guide is around her. I don't believe she's in the chat, so I'm not going to look any deeper, any further into her lifetime. I don't think she messaged to tell me to timestamp or anything like that, so I will just leave it at that for now. Of course, she could come in a different stream if she would like to delve a bit deeper into that. But we'll move into amphibians. Miss Venus says amphibians. Yes, that's the right word. Oh my gosh. See, it's like I see these things, but me trying to explain to you guys in words what I'm seeing, that's where my like throat chakra work comes in, because the word is so simple, and of course I know it, but it just doesn't come, you know? So yeah, thank you, Miss Venus. Amphibians, that's right. Yes. So I've timestamped that for her and written a little bit down. She can look into the avian lyrans more if she would like more guidance to connect with them. But we will move into those who are in the stream. So we have Clara requested a timestamp. So Clara did request a timestamp. So let's look into Clara's lifetime. Oh, and also I need to do the timestamp. It is 1:49. So allow 49 for Clara as well. So Clara, this is your timestamp. Okay. Okay, so I know the reason why this comes through quite easily. So first we're getting an angel coming through. There's an angel coming through who is channeling archangel energy to Clara. This is a strong connection. So it's not like she is trying to get through. She is very effectively utilizing Clara's senses. So she may be doing synchronicities, aligning her in certain ways, guiding her by her intuition. Like I always say, they do use your intuition to guide you if you don't get clear messages like visions or them talking. They will guide you with your intuition. So this is a very, very close angel guide that is very, very close to Clara, and that's why they're coming through very strongly. This happens on Starseed streams. It happens. Other guides come through. They want to. That's fine. So we have this angel. She's channeling this archangel energy. It's I don't know how you pronounce this. Like when I channel things, I can. It's very often a vision in the mirror. So it's like written. So I'm not really sure how you pronounce it. It's like Dokul or Dokiel or something like that. It begins with D. But that's the archangel that your guardian angel is currently channeling to you right now. That's for Clara. So yes, let's just kindly ask the angel to allow the Star family to come through. Yeah, okay. So we have an Andromedan. I will write down, I know I've timestamps, so you shouldn't need this, but Andromedan. Very, very interesting. Is this our first Andromedan of the stream? Wonderful. Okay, so Andromedans want you to take control of your independence. Andromedans do not like hierarchy. They do not like being underneath someone. Very often they do something in their life to be self-sufficient. Okay, so that could be growing your own food, could be being self-employed, it could be what else could it be? You know, like living off the land. It's just something where you're independent. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be like exiled from society or anything like that. Like, I know that we are born into a hierarchy because we just have a government. It just happens. But that is not how the Andromedan system works. So Andromedan people really crave freedom. They crave freedom and they don't like hierarchies. They're very often self-employed, self-sufficient, grow their own vegetables. They're the kind of people that want to learn things for themselves. So they don't just want to watch you do something and appreciate it and think you're great. They want to do it as well. They want to learn the ins and outs. They want to get right into the nitty gritty. How does this work? You know, they're very intrigued kind of people, but they can be quite like aloof as well. So it's kind of like this guy just saying to not be too scattered, because when you're an Andromedan starseed, your Andromedan starseeds are early to the game, okay? They're early to the show. They're early to the party, should we say, the Earth party, because Earth needs to progress spiritually before it can really progress in the Andromedan way. The Andromedan mission is a future mission, okay? So it's interesting, but we can't quite do it right now, because we have capitalism, we have a government, we have all these things. It's difficult to integrate the Andromedan message fully, but you will express it in some way by being that kind of person who has self-sufficiency in some way in your lifetime, and you will push to that. You will be an example of that, and you will push to that end goal. And that is the Andromedan kind of starseed way. But your specific Andromedan guide, Clara, is telling you that you can be a little bit scattered because of this. Your kind of thinking may be a bit out there. Like me, I'm an Andromedan guide. I have Andromedan connection as well, so don't worry, I'm not calling you out here. But your mind can be very scattered. She really wants you to like bring in your thoughts, try not to be so kind of like scattered and everywhere, and try to just really hone in on where she is guiding you and on where, you know, it's kind of like don't overthink things, but also there are parts of yourself that you need to bring back, part of your mind that you need to bring back. So if that's longing for something, a nostalgia for something, you know, or just a wishing things were different constantly, something like that. Whatever those scattered parts of your mind are, she's rarely asking you to bring them back. She's saying that when you bring these parts of yourself back, and you're going to be more holistic and more in tune. So she's not saying you're not in tune, but she's saying that you have ability to be more in tune, ability to resonate higher, you know? So bring those scattered parts of yourself back and make sure you keep them and protect yourself as well. But yes, very nice to see the first Andromedan starseed on the stream, because they have Andromedan connection as well. But that's not to say that you other guys didn't have Andromedan connections. It's just that sometimes your strongest guide comes through, sometimes the guide that has a message comes through, sometimes the guide that, or sometimes the lifetime that was most recent comes through. My most recent starseed lifetime was Lyran. So if someone else was doing a reading for me, they might just pick up on that. So yeah, so that was for Clara. So let's move on now to Kevin. Do we still have Kevin in the chat? I know I've been blabbing on for a little while, but let's see if we still have Kevin here. I don't believe that we'll get to the extra people because we still have Kevin, Luna, Takeo, Kida, Stella, and Tamana. So we may not get to Adiba and Jasmine today, but I'm going to make another list for anyone who doesn't get a reading today, basically. Or I might quickly just check what the origin is, and then if you want to join on for a more deeper like reading of it, you can, of course. Okay, so we're going to Kevin now. Okay, so Kevin's starseed, Kevin's message. Let's see. Okay, so we have the Octorian Council coming through very strongly again, which I believe Kevin expected this to happen. Arcanoon's been like kind of here in this area, quite close to me for most of the session. He is very adamant about connecting to Octorian guides, Octorian starseeds. So yeah, so the council's coming through quite strongly, and they are asking you to connect with your specific guide. So they're asking you to find your specific guide from this council. So they're kind of like asking you to have like a personal connection with one of these guides. So I believe that you did meditate on this. I believe you told me that you did. I'm pretty sure. But they're kind of coming through. They're kind of saying like, they want a more personal connection with you, so they want to build like a personal connection with you. So you do have the Octorian Council coming through. Anyone here that's Octorian, it will come through very easily because the Octorians do want to really evolve you spiritually. So yes, they're going to come through very strongly. But we also have coming through here, we have a Lyran lifetime, and this is very interesting. So Kevin, in this lifetime, is a female Lyran being, female feline Lyran being, who is traveling between so I mention all the time the portals that we used to have when we had Atlantis and Lemuria. We were connected to different parts of the connected to different star systems and different parts of the earth. So we had Egypt, we had Lemuria, we had Atlantis. There were other more minor portals as well that we had, that you can feel sometimes when you go like to Glastonbury. You can still feel the portal of Glastonbury. I did a video about that. There's still high energy, positive energy portals in this not country, in this on this planet. But Kevin in this lifetime, Kevin was a female Lyran feline, and she was traveling between these portals when these portals were open. So this was a very positive, and in the past, it's a very, very positive time where Lemuria and Atlantis were quite thriving. So this is a very nice, pleasant lifetime. Lemuria and Atlantis were really thriving, and you are traveling between these portals. So you are in Lyra, you're kind of is it Vega? Vega's coming through. Is Vega the star, the planet? I'm not 100% on that. Which I should be, because I have connection there. That was like literally my last lifetime. I need to find out what my my last planet was, what the actual planet was. But I still have characteristics from my Lyran lifetime very strongly. So I really resonate with this, and I remember this as well, what I'm seeing here. So Kevin travelled through these different portals, and Kevin would often go from Lyra to Egypt. Okay, so that's the common route for Kevin in this lifetime, Lyra to Egypt. So that's very interesting. So you may have like a feline, Egyptian connection as well there. It looks like very consistent travel through these portals, and there's a big heart energy here as well. So it seems like there was this very strong love connection in this lifetime. So I feel like this is soulmate, okay? So like a very soulmate energy. You were connected to your soulmate in this lifetime. So this is a very nice lifetime. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing. So you were traveling through those different portals. You were Lyran, you were feline, and you had a soulmate connection. So you really connected with your soulmate. So you learned a lot of lessons in that lifetime, but it was very pleasant. So in some lifetimes we learn lessons the hard way, we really suffer. This was a very beautiful lifetime. You learned a lot about the beauty of the earth and love as well. And it also kind of, it seems like it also like incited kind of a desire and will to come to earth as well. So this could have encouraged your earth incarnation as well. Kevin says, I remember you mentioned I was Lyran Avian. He used to travel between the portal of Lemuria. Oh wow, that must explain my connection with Egyptian. Okay, that's really interesting, because I was really picking up feline Lyran. So now I'm wondering if the avian and the feline, if that was the couple that I'm feeling. Is this feline Lyran the soulmate and not you, perhaps? Because that's interesting, to have the exact same story but with a different Lyran being. So yeah, I'm feeling like that avian and that feline were perhaps the soulmates. So that's really beautiful. And it's, it's always nice when you get a reading further down the line and it resonates with another reading you've had, whether that's from the same person or a different person, because it's kind of like, I can't say proof, because we can't prove interdimensional extraterrestrial beings very well, but it's confirmation. It's confirmation for you that you have had that lifetime, and I do believe you have. And I also, Kevin, it's interesting because I feel like you're very connected to the Octorians. I do feel that. But I feel like a lot of people are, and that's like kind of a very broad thing. But you were quite connected to Sekhmet. Out of everyone, I think you and Ares were most connected to Sekhmet. And that would explain a lot about this Lyran feline in Egypt. So I'm kind of feeling now like you were the avian and the Lyran feline was the love, the soulmate. Could explain that as well. Like this, why I felt that you were more connected to Sekhmet than some other people in the meditation. I think a lot of people were connected to Sekhmet, though. I do feel Sekhmet has been the most has resonated the most with the community. But we will do Lord Shiva next, and we will see if anyone connects with Lord Shiva. That'll be nice. So, okay, so let's now move in to Luna. Is Luna here? I do believe Luna is here. We'll just check, though. I think Luna's here. Thank you for the likes, guys. I'm like, yeah, 40 likes. What hey? Yeah, I'm really enjoying YouTube. I'm really enjoying being on it. It's so nice to connect with you guys, and it's pretty easy. I mean, in terms of like setting up and everything, and really enjoy it. You're very welcome, Kevin. You're very welcome. Okay, we have confirmation from Luna. Okay, don't forget I am behind in the chat, so just bear with me if you say you're here and I'm like waiting and chatting on for like a million years. Okay, so let's look at Luna's lifetime then. Okay, so we have someone else here who does have connection and is connected to Sirius A, to the Ascended Masters. So again, when I see this, I say to people, research the Ascended Masters, see which one you feel resonates with you, and meditate on them. You have been to Sirius A, so you have connected with the energy of the Ascended Masters. So this is very beautiful. It's very high energy. It's interesting when I see this, because I kind of understand why you're drawn to like spiritual things and things like that. Of course, you guys know that I'm very in tune. So sometimes I will see people in like the streets, and I will know like their connection, and I will know like their past starseed lifetime, and I will know that they know nothing about it, and I always find it interesting. But the people who are drawn to me, yeah, I always find that interesting. Sirius A and Octorian comes through so much. Not been picking up Octorian with you, but I'm picking up Sirius A. So do research the Ascended Masters, see who connects with you. But I'm also getting here, and like I said, if someone has the same connection as me, I have Lyran, Mintarkan, and Andromedan. So if someone has one of those, it will come through strongly for me. You have Mintarkan Luna. Luna has Mintarkan, has had a Mintarkan lifetime, and has a Mintarkan guide as well, okay? So your Mintarkan guide's very interesting. I'm getting like a very beautiful, again, it's mermaid-esque kind of energy, okay? But there's a lot of scales. It's not just like how they draw like Ariel with the bottom half scales. It's very, very scaly, but very, very humanoid. Beautiful. Very kind of like a green glistening. So kind of like a greenish silver glistening scales on her. This is your guide, but I'm also being shown that you did have a Mintarkan lifetime. Now, I've mentioned Mintarkan lifetime to some of you on this before, I think. We had some Mintarkans come through, but I think it's important to talk about the differences with Mintalken and also Sirius B, I think. I think Sirius B as well. They have water planets as well. They have water planets, they have water beings, they have aquatic kind of beings. And it's important to sometimes to think about the differences. So I do like to bring this up when I talk about Mintalka. I love to bring this up. So the planet is mostly a water planet. The water is not how we see it. The water is very, very clear. Like, you can see the bottom, even if it's really, really deep. It's really, really deep. You can still see the bottom. It's very clear. And it's also very easy to move through. So it's not difficult, like exercise like swimming. It's very easy to move through. The Mintalkans also, they some of them have like these different brain setup. It sounds really strange to say that. The organization of the lobes in the brain. Okay, so they have like an extra lobe in their brain. They can see. So I'm looking at this mirror now, and I can just see the black mirror, and then I can see the visions that come through for me, which are my, my spiritual visions. But I can't see behind this mirror here. I can't see, unless I look here on the screen. But from this angle, I can't see behind. With the lobe the Mintalkans have, they can do that. Okay, so they have this kind of, it's extrasensory, but it's not in a spiritual way. It's in a very physical way. I always find that so interesting, and it's difficult to comprehend, but it's very unique and interesting. There's also, there's one more thing I need to mention about Mintalka. I completely lost my train of thought. Come back to me. Yeah. So, but the way they actually look visually with their eyes is very, very interesting. I do love to bring that up when I talk about Mintalka. And also, your specific guide is with you. You can connect. So I'm not really getting a name come through here. So I wonder if you pick up anything, like any kind of a letter, any name or anything like that. I'm not getting that with this guide, even though I can see her quite clearly. I can see her quite clearly, but I'm not getting her like a name or any kind of sound to resonate with her. But I can't see her quite clearly. But she is giving me the message of sounds, okay? So, of course, you guys know I do sound healing. I do believe in the power of frequencies. You guys know that, of course. I literally have my tattoo, Secret Frequencies. It's the name of this whole thing. I do believe in the power of frequencies. And your Mintalkan guide is saying that the frequencies of, like, waves, the ocean, whale sounds and things like that are healing to you. So more healing to you on a cellular level than they will be to someone who's not Mintalkan, someone who doesn't have Mintalkan connections, basically. So listen to more, crashing water, crashing waves on the beach, whale sounds and things like that. Do you know what I actually love to do when I'm relaxing sometimes? When I'm going into a meditation? Videos of beautiful like fish, sea turtles and all of that. I remember those old screensavers? Things like that. Just to relax you, basically. But those sounds, those frequencies, I mean, especially if you can actually get to the ocean physically, ground and put your feet into it. But what they're saying is it's the sounds that are more healing to you on a cellular level than someone who does not have that connection that you have. So it's very important to you. So your guide's really putting that out there for you to really take that on board, okay? Really listen more to wave sounds, to go to the beach more perhaps, bodies of water. It doesn't have to be the beach. Put your feet in, a nice... I don't know, lake or something, I don't know, boat rides, whatever you like to do that's near the water where you can hear the water. So they're really saying that is healing to you on a cellular level more than it is to the average person, basically. So that is Luna's message. So then we have Takeo. Is Takeo in the chat? Do we have Takeo? Luna! So I would love to know which Ascended Master you do connect with. So everyone who I've mentioned Ascended Masters to, if you do feel connected to one of them, just let me know and we can do a meditation on it. We can do, I'll research them, or I'll meditate and connect with them. I'll, channel whatever they want me to, whatever frequencies they want me to do. I will do a ritual or meditation around them, surrounding them, if you find one that you really resonate with. And then also, also, I forgot what I was going to say. But yes, you're releasing to Mintaka, that's great. At Lionsgate, Mintaka guide appeared too. Okay, yes. So confirmation. If they keep coming up, they really do want to connect with you. You love swimming, that's amazing. Because some people, because the water here is different, some Mintakan starseeds are actually scared of water. Because it's so different, they can't see the bottom. It feels different because it's, it's heavy, it's dense. So some Mintakan starseeds go the opposite way and they're really scared of water. So it's great that you resonate with it and you're not scared of it, because that could be like a lesson to overcome fear. But if you're connected to it, then that's great. You can heal with it. So love Luna's reading. Wonderful. Bella, hello and welcome. This is not a crystal ball stream. I'm not answering questions. I'm very, very sorry about that. This is a starseed reading stream, and I am doing starseed reading for the people on this list here. So wait, this list here. Sorry. Yes. So, but do feel welcome just to like and subscribe, and have check out my upcoming streams. I have a lot of crystal ball streams coming up, and I have a lot of other streams coming up, so just send a message to me, or an email, or a Facebook message, or something like that. And you can join on. You're welcome to join any stream, just message beforehand to be on the list. The crystal ball streams do not require a list. You can just come straight in and ask whatever questions you like. And the next crystal ball stream, for Bella, if Bella's still here, the next crystal ball stream is on the 18th. So we have a few days, we have 5 days for that one. But I would actually like to know if anyone wants another rune stream, because we had rune streams and they seem a bit fun, and I think people like them a lot. Yes, Leon, can you please explain properly in text? Because I don't know if Bella had me. You're very welcome, Luna. Miss Venus says, incidentally, Luna means moon, and the moon represents the water element. Deep emotions and intuition. Yes. So are thinking. Just bear with me 1 second, guys. It's kind of like messed up my Yeah, so I do think we need another room reading. The only thing about the room reading is, if you haven't had one yet, let me know. If you have had one, let me know that you need a future rune reading, because the first rune reading was your current rune, wasn't it? So if we do another stream, we'll just have to I'll just have to know who's having a current rune and who's having a future rune. That's all. Just so I can definitely get the right energy in there. So let's move on with the readings. Let's go to oh my gosh, where were we up to? Teiko? And Teiko did comment, so let's do that now. And let's do Teiko's reading now. So, Kira, Stella, and Tamana, are any of you in the stream? I'm just wondering, because you're the last three, I'm just wondering how many people we have left to go. But looking at Teiko now, I am going to do it because Teiko was just here. I'm not going to wait for a reply because my chat's very behind. But yes, I will go ahead and do Teiko here. Two hours and 21 minutes, just in case it's needed. Okay. Okay, so we are getting two past lifetimes coming through, actually. So we have one past lifetime. One past lifetime was a male high priestess, high priest, sorry, which I think is really interesting because we've had a few high priestesses come up in the stream, but we've never had someone. I don't think I've ever read for someone who was once a high priest. So that's very, very interesting. The high priests did have the same job as high priestesses. So what you would do, you were actually more centered in Atlantis, but you were a keeper of the portals. So these people always come up in these Star Stage streams because although you were human in this lifetime, you were well, I say you were human, you were Atlantean, so you know, you could kind of, they were a very advanced civilization, so you can view that however you want to view that. I'm kind of saying that they're kind of humanly because they lived on Earth and things like that, but you were entrusted with keeping the portals. So the whole reason why Atlantis fell and why there was kind of war breaking out in Orion in different areas of the star systems and different areas of the universe was because there was some priests and priestesses who opened the portals to lower energies, basically. And that's why Atlantis fell, Lemuria fell, and there was kind of a drop in the energy of the Earth. The Earth became less vibrant, and more suffering became to the Earth because of this energy. But you didn't let that energy in, and that's not what I'm saying, but I'm just explaining what the portals were. So Teiko was a keeper, a high priest, who was a keeper of these portals, specifically in Atlantis. Very trusted person. So it's like it's a high position in a way, but it's a trusted position in the community. It's very beautiful. They were very advanced, very spiritually advanced, and they had telepathy and all of those things. They would travel interdimensionally with these portals and also with ships as well. But you were a very trusted high priest. I keep saying priestess, even though I'm seeing this male figure, like robed male figure. Very, very glistening skin, okay? So the skin it's so different from our skin. It's like when you put a lot of that kind of glittery kind of powder on. very nice glistening skin, but wearing robes and keeping these portals. So very, very important position here. The portals connect the different star systems, so this is why this lifetime is coming through, even though you were kind of Atlantean and not really extraterrestrial in a sense. But that's a very interesting lifetime coming through there. But there was something else coming through as well. So I know I said at the beginning there were two things coming through. So I'm just going to try to grasp what was that other thing. There was something else kind of trying. It seems a bit unrelated to that, like a different lifetime. So I'm just trying to see what that was. If that comes through. Okay, so now I'm seeing you like traveling through these portals. I'm seeing like Peru. I'm seeing you go to Peru. I'm seeing you go to different star systems. So you're a keeper of these portals. You're also traveling, through these. Not really seeing like what you're doing in these different areas. There is some kind of ritual going on in Peru, in this portal in Peru. So that's very interesting. Magic, ritual energy, very, very interesting to see. So this is still the same lifetime. It's like I'm being shown more about that one. Trying to grasp what the other thing coming through was. No, I'm not really sure why that's not coming through. But this is interesting. So sometimes I try to think about how does the lifetime that's coming through the strongest, how does that lifetime reflect you in this moment? Are you like a traveler? Do you love travel? Do you have like specific places you really want to visit? Are you into sacred sites? Because if you have kind of like when I was younger, I always had like a draw to sacred sites like Stonehenge, but I didn't fully know why until I really got into my gifts and my true like authentic self. So yeah, it's interesting to see why is that life coming through. That's what sometimes I try to think as well, because I'm trying to see like a starseed life, but you're like Atlantean, which is beautiful, but it's interesting why that's coming through. Very interesting. Tigger says holy. I was once a male high priest. Yeah, and the high priest, it's interesting because although they did a lot, so they were very respected in the community, but they weren't seen as like being above people or being like, they were very trusted and humble people, basically. Very trusted and humble, but they were very powerful. So like I'm saying, they would do these rituals. They could create portals and close or open different kind of realms and energies. So this is why, like I mentioned about Atlantis falling, some of the priests made the wrong decision about which portals to open. But yeah, you had this power. And it's really beautiful that you had like so much power and was so kind of magic in this lifetime, yet so humble, And I think that that's what we should all really strive for. We should strive to be in our highest power that we can be in all aspects, like in our physical body and in our spiritual body, but we should also keep that humility and being humble, So yeah, really interesting lifetime there for Taco or Taco. No, taco is like a food, isn't it? Yeah, Taco, I believe. Maybe correct. Yeah, I love that. So, do we have Kida, Sala, or Tamana in the chat? Yeah, I think a lot of people who were Atlanteans as well have like that fascination when they're younger. Like they really, like I used to watch documentaries about like people who were trying to figure out like where Atlantis was and if it was real, you know, and like read like Plato and things like that. Just because I was so intrigued by these kind of memories and like intuition that I had that I didn't really know why. So yeah, it's interesting when it resonates with something that you've been interested in or thought about before. So I'm just waiting to see if Kida, Stella or Tamana jump in, because none of them have requested a timestamp actually. Let me just double check that. Kida, Stella, Tamana. Yeah, none of them have requested a timestamp. So if they're not here, I think we may do Adiba and Jasmine, because they did request in the beginning, and then we may go. But yeah, I'm really interested to see who sent their dream in first, actually. I think it was Kaylee. I'm pretty sure it was Kaylee. I'm very grateful for anyone who's still here. Yeah, I enjoyed the music for 1 second while I just tried to see what's what. Let's see if my chat refreshes or something. I don't know. Okay, so it's looking to me like Kida, Stella, and Tamana are not here. Just have to double check. I don't like if someone's asked me to timestamp and I like kind of forget or something. I know these like regular streams, we can always do it again, but it's kind of worth checking. Even though my tablet's very slow. If anyone is still in the chat, please put a message in there, let me know. I'd love to know who's still in the chat. Okay, there's no emails from my website email. Oh yes, Stella. Stella has sent an email, so I do believe we will do Stella and timestamp. But I don't have Kida and Tamana, I don't think. I think Tamana messaged me today. Actually. No, I can't seem to find it. Oh, Kaylee. Kaylee's still here, so sweet. Oh, I was absolutely certain that I had a message from Tamana today about the stream. Okay, so I'm going to do Stella and Tamana, and then I'm going to finish, I think. And anyone who did not. So Stella and Tamana. Let's do Stella now. We have. So guys, you are very welcome to leave. Unless you want to listen to the origins and things like that, it's fine. We have it's always nice, like, you can learn more about other starseed origins if you stay, but you're very welcome to leave, because I'm just going to do these last two who want to be timestamped, and then I will go. So if you are jumping out now, love, light and blessings to you. Thank you very much for joining. Do please make sure you've liked the video and subscribed. It means a lot to me. And do please send in your dreams if you're going to make it to the dream interpretation stream, and it would mean a lot to me. So yeah, love, light and blessings. And let's begin with Stella then, and we are at 2 hours 35 minutes. Okay. Okay, so right away we have an insectoid being that is, so the exact origin I am not 100% sure of, so I'm just going to write that origin, unsure. And I get this a lot with insectoid beings, you know. I know mantid beings are very kind of like high dimensional, so it might be difficult to know exactly where they're from in the universe. I don't know if it's the same for insectoid beings. So my guide Zobel is insectoid. She's very like ant-like being. This is an insectoid being. I'm not sure of the specific origin, but they reside in a UFO. So they reside in a ship. They always love to say, so when we get the telepathic translation from the starseeds, or the star family, they call their, so we say UFOs or UAPs these days, or spaceships or something like that. They call them temporary temples. That's like the kind of translation like I always get instead of UFO. At first I didn't know what they meant by it until they showed me. So temporary temples, because they spend so much time in these ships sometimes that the ship is literally like a floating home. It's like their own miniature planet, you know, that they have everything on that they need. And the insectoid beings, like Stella's insectoid beings here, this insectoid guide mind controls the ship. Like I said before, they use their mind control, and they use telepathy to control the ship, or the temporary temple, as they like to call it. And this guide is very, very important, because this guide is healing part of the Orion constellation. So like I've said throughout this video, there was wars, and there was negative portals opened that ruined our ability to connect with the higher portals. And some of our higher portals, even though they still exist, they're difficult for some people to tap into, okay? So they do still exist, but they're a lot more difficult for some people to tap into, and we can't very simply travel dimensions like we used to be able to. It's more like we can do it actually. We have to separate from ourselves because we've become so dense, because we've let in so much dense energy. And the insectoid beings are healing Orion. So there is part of a lot of parts of Orion that are very, very devastated and destroyed when this portal was opened. A big part of this war that broke out because of these lower energies being allowed in destroyed a lot of Orion. And my personal guide, Zobel, and Stella's insectoid guide are both working on healing part of Orion, helping Orion. So Stella might feel a connection to Orion, a kind of connection to the Orion constellation. So that's very interesting, because I have never come across someone else with a similar guide before. So Stella, if you do connect with this guide, if you meditate on this and you connect with this guide, do try to get a little bit of information. Where is this guide from? What part of Orion is this guide fixing? And, you know, what was your lifetime in Orion like? Because I'm kind of seeing that you were a lot more insectoid yourself, and that so a lot of people from Orion, like my Orion lifetime with Mintalkin, I was very mermaid-ish, like fish-like kind of being, I suppose. But you seem more like kind of insectoid, reptilian type. Reptilian is probably the wrong word to use. Insectoid, kind of a little bit like a grey, which is very similar to a Zobel. So there's kind of a bad rep on like grey aliens, and I do believe there is some factions, some races or whatever, civilizations of grey aliens that are negative. I do believe that. But there are the insectoid ones that I am talking about, the ant-like beings, are very, very positive. And there's tribes that are still alive today in this world that talk about these beings and talk about how these beings came from the stars and helped us and things like that. And your guide and your guide is doing that, and you are from that lifetime as well. So you had a lifetime. So that's interesting, because even though my guide is very similar to yours, I didn't have a lifetime doing that. You know, I didn't have a lifetime going and helping, being an insectoid being, coming to Earth as an insectoid. That I didn't have that lifetime. I was been talking, but that's interesting. That's very interesting to see that you had that lifetime. It's very beautiful, you know. I love Azobel. Azobel is my insectoid being guide, and she is so cute. She's so small and cute, and they have like really big heads. And you were like that in that lifetime. But you were so you helped humanity. You came and you helped those tribes. You help with like technologies, building things, and all of those things. But your guide, yes, your guide is currently doing the same thing as my guide, helping out in Orion, helping heal part of Orion. So that is very beautiful to see, and it's nice to resonate with someone else who has like a similar kind of guide. So yeah, that was for Stella. So then we will move to Tamana. Let's timestamp Tamana's here at 2:43. And this will be the last one, I think. Yeah, I think this will be the last one. And I'll do a new list, I think, for the next time, because it is getting on quite a bit. I was kind of hoping for around 3 hours, so I think we've just about made time with the list that we have. Okay, so Tamana, let's look at your guides. Let's see. Okay, so I'm seeing Nordic Pleiadian. Very Nordic Pleiadian, that very humanoid. I see a couple. So I'm like trying to figure out, are these your guides, or was this your lifetime? Okay, so these are your parents. So parents, these are your parents. And you came to Earth when you were very young. You came to Earth when you were very young. They were on a mission, and they took you pretty young. So, okay, so like I would say this is like kind of a teenage lifetime. the part of the lifetime that I'm seeing is you being around like a teenage age, and you have these Nordic Pleiadian parents that they're on this mission, coming to Earth, coming to Chichen Itza, checking out the landscape, checking out Earth and the environment and the ecosystems and all of that, making reports, doing a lot of that, and that kind of like guiding you and teaching you. And you're like young, so you're like really, I'm feeling like teenage energy. Maybe you're a bit older, but it's like these two are they're definitely your parents. They're very protective of you, but they're kind of teaching you like what they're doing. So that's very interesting. We have had Pleiadian guides for, earlier on the stream. So Pleiadian energy, it's very much about, they want us to be multiplanetary. They want our spiritual growth and our technological growth to go together, and they want us to be multiplanetary, basically. So they are also proponents of like healing the Earth's energetic portals, but they're much more concerned about keeping the ecosystem positive. So you may be someone who likes gardening, is into animals, into wildlife, into conservation, and like I said earlier in the stream, please collect seeds. The Pleiadians do see that negative timeline. So I talked earlier in the stream about a negative timeline that the Pleiadians envision, where there is a company on Earth that creates seeds that cannot reproduce. So for, my example before was they will create a seeds that will grow tomatoes, but then we will have those tomatoes at home, we can eat them, but if we planted them, nothing will grow from the seeds. So it's like these seeds that work once, basically, and then the what grows from those seeds, the seeds within that, do not grow. They do not create anything. So it's like a one-time seed. And this is all about greed and money and being the only source of seeds in the world. So it's, I know it's scary. I know it's a scary thing to see, but the Pleiadians. Yeah, Pleiadians. Sorry if I've been saying Andromedan. Pleiadians. These are okay. The Pleiadians envision that we could have that negative timeline if we go in the wrong way. They're affirming to me, and they do affirm to me when they come through for people, that we're on the positive timeline, and they really do feel that we're on the positive timeline, but they always tell me as a precaution to collect seeds now. And like I said before, I have quite a big bag of seeds that I keep, fruit and veg, you know. Plants are good too, like flowers, you know, for bees and the wildlife, but fruit and veg especially, just as a precaution. So all of the Pleiadian starseeds will have a stack of seeds, and if it does go that way, the Pleiadians can save the planet, basically. But they do envision that we're on the better path and the better timeline, but I'm just really trying to explain the point and purpose of Pleiadians. They really want us to care about nature, care about the earth, care about becoming multiplanetary, and care about technology and whose hands that the technology is in, because that is the only issue with technology. We can really resonate with it. We can have spirituality and technology grow together in unison if they are in the right hands, and this is what the Pleiadians are about. So yeah, Pleiadian guides here. Very interesting past life that you had. And Chichen Itza is a temple, very spiritual place with a portal in Mexico, where I have been personally myself. It's very it's an entry point for Pleiadians a lot of the time. So if you have Pleiadian connections, you might feel connected to that. So if you have had any intrigue about Mexico or going to Chichen Itza, do it. Go with that, and go with that intuition, go with that guidance, because that will be why you're guided there, basically. Or if you have like interest in like gardening and plants and all of that, it will be because of this lifetime. It's coming through very strongly, and these two figures, these two Nordic kind of Pleiadian parents, are very like nurturing and happy, like very nice energy. So they're there for you. They're protecting you as well. I'm also getting, so this does happen on these streams, an angel coming through. Okay, so I'm also getting an angel very closely with you, and this angel is kind of sending energy to your throat and to your third eye. So it's very much about opening your communication channels with your spirituality. So that's very interesting as well. And that throat and third eye that this angel seems to be connecting with. So yeah, on these streams I try to section them. So we have like starseed, then we have, you know, passed over loved ones, then we have spirit guides, like all different. But I can't help what comes through, and there is an angel coming through very strongly for you as well. So I did think I would mention that as well. So wonderful. Yeah, I feel like it's been a really interesting, really nice stream. Oh, we have Kidda. Kidda says I'm back. Are you back now? Okay, let's do Kidda's reading then, and then we've done everyone. Then we've done every person. If we do Kidda now, we've done every single person on the list, I believe. Is that true? I believe that's true. So then... Yeah, so then we're done, and I'll create a new list for the people, Adiba and Jasmine. I'll create a new list for them, because it really is getting on a little bit. I don't want to be wasting too much time and having to timestamp everything. So, let's go with Kidda's reading here. Okay, Kidda, I'm going to connect now with your starseed guide. Okay, so you were part of the Lyran Syrian High Council. I'm going to write that down because it's very interesting. Lyran Syrian High Council. And I've heard about this before, and I have channeled for people who were involved with the Lyran Syrian High Council. What this means is that you were actually, so I'm seeing that you were Lyran, so you were like a feline being, like I was, so we have a bit of a connection there. Lyran connection, but you were very much involved in DNA, genetics, you know, creation of different life forms for different planets. So very, very interesting, very, very difficult to grasp, like what's coming through. It's very interesting. So it's called the Lyran Syrian High Council. They're very, very trusted, and they work with genetics, they work with DNA, so they have hybrid programs and things like that, and it's all about creating sustainable life in parts of the universe. So it's really sci-fi and strange and crazy to think about, but they do work with genetics, and they work with genetic coding. They work with like upgrading genetics, you know, working with DNA and all of that, creating life forms. Very, very interesting that you have been involved in that. But let's see if we can get a guide. Let's see if we can get a guide come through. A guide for you. Okay, so that's interesting as well. So again, an angel guide trying to come through, which happens very often. Just happened for was it Tamala? I think it was. Yeah, so angel trying to come through. Very, very nice, very, very pleasant energy there. But also Andromedan. So it's interesting that took a long time to come through because of my own Andromedan connection. But the thing about a lot of us who are like I say that we're Andromedan starseeds, but rarely we're heading to that. So we haven't really lived in the timeline of like Earth and how linear time works. We haven't had our Andromedan lifetime yet. It's next, you know? So it's interesting. But it looks like you do have an Andromedan guide. So you, again, so I did speak about this with whoever else was Andromedan on stream. I'm losing my mind trying to remember all of them, but someone else was Andromedan on stream, and I have Andromedan connection as well. And when you have Andromedan connection, you're very often very independent or self-sufficient in some way. So you might find that you get self-employed, or you grow your own food, or you like to learn how things work. You know, you might be someone who makes your own clothes, or makes a creator, you know, you make something from scratch, basically. Very kind of independent. They don't like hierarchy, so a lot of the time they don't like to have, they can be freelance or they can be self-employed because they don't like to have that kind of hierarchy above them and things like that. They're very, very loving. There's a strong empathy coming from your Andromedan guide. This is a male guide, and he's quite distant, which makes sense considering you're heading to there. But it's like he's watching you from a distance, but he has some input and some kind of guidance, some ability to. So I always say our angels, our guides, if you really enhance your spiritual gifts, they will just talk to you and give you messages. They will just tell you things. But if you don't, they will guide you with things like intuition, gut feelings, synchronicities. You know, that's why a lot of spiritual people have those experiences. They have so many synchronicities. They dream about something and then they do it because they're being given messages, and they're just kind of trying to decode them. So it's like he's from afar. He's trying to give you messages, but perhaps you're not always getting them, or perhaps you're perhaps you're not always getting the messages. But yeah, so Andromedan connection, where you're going to, a nice angel guide there as well. And working in the Lyran Sirian High Council, that is, I'm glad that came through at some point in the session, because we haven't had anyone else who was involved in the Lyran Sirian High Council. I don't believe so. I know that we all have many lifetimes in many different realms and star systems, and on stream not every single one is going to come through. You know, you might feel a stronger connection to a different one, but these are the ones that are coming through for you. So yes, Lyran Sirian High Council, where you were a feline being, female feline being. And then you have this Andromedan connection. But it's almost like you haven't lived that lifetime yet, but you have an Andromedan guide who is a male. And of course the angel that came through. So I hope you enjoyed your reading. I'm really glad, actually, I did manage to get... So Takeo was there, I think. Kiddo was there. I think it's just Stella and Tamana that need their timestamps, and Clara. Okay, so it's been really great. It's been really wonderful. Okay, Kidda, thank you so much. Amazing. Love the read. I'm very independent and creative. I'm a single mum, so I'm always making a way. And I have a huge heart. I always have intuition. Yes, and follow that intuition, because what I find is when people ignore their intuition, that sense and that ability dampens, and that's why so many people fall away from the light, because they ignore their intuition, because sometimes our logical mind takes over and we make the logical decision rather than the intuitive decision, and then we lose that ability, that connection to the higher self. So always go with your intuition, and the more you do that, the clearer your messages become, and you may start to get visions, you may start to hear your guides. You know, the more you follow their intuition and their guidance, the stronger the connection becomes. So thank you so much for coming back in. Thanks to everyone who joined. I really enjoyed today's stream. It's been amazing. So many different star seeds coming through. So nice to have Arcanoon present with us during the stream. I think we might do a meditation to Arcanoon's council as well at some point. Love, light and blessings to every person who joined the stream. Whether you got a reading or not, whether you're on next time or this time, just love, light and blessings to all of you. I hope you have a wonderful day, night, evening, whatever it is for you at this time.